Hey guys, it's me again. I don't know why I can't dedicate myself to a series, but it's because I'm always busy, and whenever I'm not, I'm like, hey, I should go and record something else, and today I felt like Plague Inc. Evolved. For those of you who don't know what this game is, it is essentially a game where you are the plague. You start out in a random country. They don't have all the countries. They have, like, some of them are compounded together. I know that uh, Portugal is part of Spain in this one, and the UK is just like the entire islands. Like, there's no Ireland or Scotland or Wales or anything like that. Basically that, and they have the Baltic states instead of every single country, etc., etc. But the general gist is that you are a type of like virus. There's a type, like, you're a plague essentially. That's why it's called Plague Incorporated. Evolved because this actually started out as a Flash game. I don't know if it was a Flash game on the iOS devices, and it got so popular that it went on Steam, and that's where I have it right now. I've played a bit of it just so I can make sure that I remembered how to play it. You'll see what I mean by a bit of it. But I'm probably going to do like one of each type. I suck it so hard at some of them, and some of them I love so much. But I'm going to try and at least do all of them on normal, and maybe try brutal, and then I'll do some like official and custom scenarios. So let's see how that goes. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, I don't have bioweapon unlocked, and I was currently doing nanovirus, and I was like, you know what, I should probably record this before I just have everything done. Some of these I did do on harder difficulties. That I don't think they have Mega Brutal on the iOS. If they do, I'm sorry, but there's casual. Let me just go in here first. I know a lot about this game because I do really like this game. It's a very interesting concept. So basically, these are things that your plague can start out with, and all of them have different advantages, some of them with disadvantages, but most of them with just basic advantages. ATP boost, which is you just get bonus DNA at the beginning, and DNA kind of like Spore, where DNA you can just use to evolve your creature, put more parts on it. You can also de-evolve, but for some creatures it costs DNA to de-evolve it, because that's their specialty, is evolving traits. Get more DNA from popping the orange DNA bubbles that randomly appear. The red bubbles, the red biohazard bubbles, you get more DNA from that, which appears every time you infect a new country. Catalytic switch, which is you get more DNA, like you get actual DNA from popping cure bubbles, which means that whenever a country, or like whenever they start finding out that you're a disease, because you start out unnoticed because you don't have anything to do, you don't do anything. Whenever they figure out that you're a thing, though, they'll start to work on a cure for you, and there will be these blue cure bubbles that pop up that you crush to slow down research, and you'll get DNA from that with this. And metabolic hijack, which is for the lazy people, which it automatically pops the orange and red bubbles for you. I'm going to go with ATP boost. I'm not going to explain all of these. I just wanted to get the general gist. But yeah, Darwinist, Creationist, Genetic Mimic. I can't speak today. Base oxidization. Base oxidization. And base hydrolysis. I know how to say that. I'm going to be going with Genetic Mimic. Sorry if you can hear my chair squeak. It's annoying me too, I promise. Since I'm going to go with Aquasite. Extremophile, I'm going to go with Xerophile. And yeah, Ionized Helix. Let's begin. So here are the four. I don't know if they have this one in iOS. If they do, sorry. But casual for new players, or those wanting a quick game. No one washes their hands. Research doctors don't work, and sick people are given hugs. Basically, like, it's not like unlosable. Trust me, I've lost whenever I first started this. I think I lost on casual, but it just makes it a lot easier. Normal is what most people do. Not really experienced, but just for people who like want a slight challenge, and it's probably the most accurate to our current culture. 67.3% of people watch hands. That's a true statistic, and that grosses me out. 2/3 of the world do not watch, like, people who have the ability to watch their hands, 1/3 of them don't. Doctors work 3 days a week. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think they work almost every day. And sick people ignored. Sick people are normally ignored. Brutal. For strategic geniuses living in concrete bunkers. Now, for a while, this was the only one. I don't know if they added Mega Brutal, but this was so hard for me, and I never got Brutal. But it's compulsive hand washing. Doctors never go home. Sick people locked in prison. So it's really easy to lose on these ones. And Mega Brutal. Genetic drift impacts evolution. Doctors invest in research and random medical checkups. Basically, your plague can be found out at any time. I think it's the same in Brutal, too. Your plague can be found out at any time if you slip up. And the genetic drift, basically, like, there's news articles that go on, and some of them will impact your evolution, which I also think that also means, like, based on where you start, it'll impact it as well, which it doesn't for the other ones. But I'm going to be doing it on normal. And this bacteria is going to be named... I'm going to name them all based on what they look like. It is going to be named the Fuzzy Pill. No, the Fuzzy Pill Bug. Yep. I don't know why I've been here so long. The music just stopped. Okay. Welcome to Plague Inc. You are a new bacteria. To win, you must evolve and spread across the world, wiping out all humans in the ultimate plague. To select a start location, select a country to begin your plague. When you click on it, you can see more information. Pop the start bubble to confirm, or click on another country instead. Let's see. I chose Arid. I chose Xerophile. And that's Arid. I'm going to start in Saudi Arabia. The Fuzzy Pill Bug begins in Saudi Arabia. It has infected its first human. Weak but used to hot temperatures, it must evolve using DNA points to infect more people. Now, based on where you started at, it's going to be more used to that. So if I started it, say, in Russia, it's going to be more used to cold temperatures. But I started in Saudi Arabia, which it's hot there, so it's used to hot temperatures. So it's going to grow faster in places that are hot rather than places that are cold. So I don't... I'm going to try and go into this in more depth, like, later, because I've already gone into some things in depth. But basically, I don't need to go into this, heat resistance. I need to go more into this. And each plague has their own special ability. Bacteria's is that you can get the bacterial resistance, which, like, helps protect against every climate. So it's basically just helping you spread infectivity. Can we get a counter of how many times I've said basically? I think that'd be pretty good, because I've said it a lot. But yeah. And there's also a speed up function. Banks report record profits. Global banks reported record profits today and announced cheap loans for everyone. Public forgives banks and goes back to shopping. Yo-yo attacks becoming more common. Euro at 3-month low against dollar. I like that it actually, like, gives you a time up here, so you can see how long it takes for your plague to kill everybody. But we started in an arid, hot country, so we're going to be doing air. It gives the pathogen the ability to travel on dust particles. It increases the infectivity, especially in arid environments, and plane transmission. So, now it's going to be spreading more rapidly in Saudi Arabia, and people on planes leaving Saudi Arabia have a chance to bring it to other places, which is always nice. WHO study shows world's obesity epidemic increasing. Oh, that's not good. Ooh. Is there something? I don't know if there's something that is caused, like, you can infect easier by being lazy. That might be cool. Doubts raised over war on drugs. Okay. Strange space debris found. I just like reading them. Some of them are really funny. Some of them are really funny references. Gamers worldwide began worshipping Helix. Helix fossil. Oh god. I was trying to read that, but now everything's becoming infected. Hold on. Hold on, I was reading this. CDC saved $521 million a year. Smoke-free subsidized housing. Okay, so I think all the ones that are blue have something to do with how my disease is going to be, like, it has a slight effect on my disease. I don't know what this one is. It might slightly reduce air transmission. I don't know. But I have no idea what this one would be. I think it might be what I said it was. Like increasing infectivity for laziness. Or it just might be as simple as like it doesn't spread as fast in places that are obese because they don't get out as much. I don't know. I've never... Disrespectful funeral goer forgot to press X. Don't take gamers to funerals. That's all I gotta say. So, we're infecting more and more countries, so I think it's good to start getting drug resistance. And I just got both, which is really good because wealthier countries like America and the UK and things like that, they're gonna have medicine that repels our drugs. Basic, like without any of those drug resistances, basic antibiotics would have just kept it at bay. But since we got both of them, it gets, I can't think of the word here, it can bypass that, and now it can infect people more regularly in richer countries. And the coughing symptom has mutated, the fuzzy pill bug has mutated and developed the coughing symptom without using DNA points. Now here's the thing, with the ionized helix that I got, I can actually get DNA for getting rid of it. I don't know if... I don't actually remember. I haven't played Bacteria in a long time. I don't actually remember if you still get DNA from devolving. New aid program for poor country. Dang it! That makes them less likely to, like, the less vulnerable to the disease, so I gotta work harder. I don't see any boats doing it, so I might as well just do this, or both. And then I can get extreme bioaerosol. And I should start spreading it like wildfire. Well, I mean, the frickin', oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh god. I only got 15 DNA for that too, that's the funny part, all that stuff popping up. Now, usually you want to start, like, whenever you start this, you usually want to start it in an overpopulated area such as India or China, or a very poor area. Because the poor areas, they have no healthcare, or they have very poor healthcare and your disease can spread easier, or in overpopulated areas, it's very dense, so people can get it, as people get infected, more and more people get infected, it just exponentially rises. Severe storm strikes Italy. Severe storms strike heavily populated areas in Italy. WHO analysts warn of crop and property damage. I wonder what the crop would do. I know that this kills some people. Like, if you look, 364 people are dead, not by our hands. But it's so beautiful to watch your plague slowly take over the world in the red dots. There's just something really satisfying about watching the entire world become red and then black. You know, provided that you do it correctly. The world's gonna die before I do anything. Huge earthquake in Australia. Billions of dollars of damage caused in Australia. Who expects it will take years to repair the damage caused to thousands of businesses, homes, and research facilities? So that not only does it kill people, it slows down research in Australia. Let's check this. Yeah, see? This is the potential they can have whenever they start researching. If they have it at max, they're doing the best they can. But some of it was broken since general disruption. Oh yeah, because of the earthquake. But some of it's broken because of the earthquake. So that's kind of cool. I love how I'm just now learning like all these little impacts as I start recording this for the first time. And I'm not having cysts. Cysts are not a nice thing. They are very noticeable things, and I do not want them. Also, notice how freaking Greenland hasn't got a single person in it infected. That's why I need this. I'll just do this, and this, and this. I'll just read these, because I like reading the unique ones, because they're kind of cool. The 1. Create bacterial shell to protect against all climates. Bacterial shell thicken, further increasing bacteria survivability in all climates. Bacterial shell practically impregnable, further increasing bacteria survivability in all climates. That doesn't mean it can't get pregnant. That means that, like, you can't, like, for its size, like, it's hard to break, I think. Like, anything that its size is going to have a difficult time breaking it. Like, its shell is thickened, basically. In a most basic of the senses. Did I get the bioaerosol? I don't think I did. Nope, that'd help. Get this. See, it's already almost it's 1.5 years. No, I don't know. Yay, Greenland! Finally. Get infected. Oh, Russia's coming down with the sickness. Do we have any countries not infected? No, we do not. This, the blue heart shows the countries that still do not have a single person infected. The red one with the biohazard sign shows the ones that are infected. And the Black Death skull sign shows you the countries that have no more people alive in them. And this is obviously the entire world population infected, dead, and healthy. A little dead because of the earthquake and tsunami? I don't remember if it was a tsunami or a tornado or a hurricane. One of them. Well, shouldn't have spoken. Tsunami hits Central America. Extreme tsunami hits Central America. Who analysts expect significant loss of life despite existence of early warning systems. Now, I don't know who the WHO is. I'm gonna look that up. And knowing me, whenever I say look up, I'm gonna say forget to look it up. But I imagine it has something to do with the diseases, like the CDC is the Center for Disease Control. It might be a different country, but I don't know. Coughing symptom. I'm going to actually keep that because we almost have every single person infected. There goes Greenland. It's just so satisfying to watch Greenland, probably the freaking hardest country to infect, just go down so quickly. It's also a viable strategy to start in Greenland. It just takes a lot longer because it's cold, not a lot of people there, so it's not very dense, and then it can only travel like 2 places. There are no healthy people left on the Earth. So, what we can do is devolve all of this. I know this is a very cheap strategy, but it's a winning one. To get all of this yummy DNA. So, I do not need this. I'm going to keep the drug resistance, because that's going, if the cure starts, which it will, definitely, because they'll notice it as soon as any symptoms, like any symptoms more than one, or cause the severity, which I should probably go into. The bottom 3 bars. Lethality, how fast you can kill. Severity, how worried the humans are about it. And infectivity is how fast it spreads, or how efficiently it spreads. And whenever I devolved all that, all my infectivity went down. But that doesn't matter because I have no more people to infect. So it's okay. However, transmission is how they get across. Symptoms is what happens when they have it, and abilities is kind of like how they get across, but like their effectiveness, I guess. So we have coughing. Where do we want to go next? Fluid discharge through sneezing greatly increases infection rate. That would have been good to get before. Serious fluid build and discharge from the lungs. People in cold climates especially vulnerable. You know what? I'm going to start with this. Inability to sleep makes people irritable and less productive. It causes a lot of severity because people don't like losing sleep. Irrational delusions and mental symptoms. Victims' distrust of others makes them unlikely to seek treatment or cooperate with others. Seizures. Random blackouts and fits reduce patients' ability to function independently. Can be fatal. Neuropathic action of the pathogen in the frontal cortex causes severe emotional and behavioral abnormalities. Significantly harder to cure. Dysentery. Oh. I didn't know you could go from insanity to dysentery, but okay. A complete breakdown in the digestive system causes infected sewage, dehydration, starvation, and death. Diarrhea. pathogen active in digestive tract, causing infection through feces and potentially lethal dehydration. Poor countries, very vulnerable. I'm going to hold off on that. I already read the pneumonia thing. Pulmonary fibrosis. This is a very hot topic nowadays. Let's see. Scarring of the lungs causes shortness of breath and extreme coughing. Can be fatal when combined with intense exercise. Well, it can be fatal. I love the fact that it gives you lethality is that, like, whenever you get it, the instant you get it, people will start dying. So that means somebody's out there really hard exercising, all of a sudden just dies. That's sad to think about, but it's weird whenever you think about it. They just start exercising, they're doing really well, and all of a sudden they just fall over. Because I just evolved that. Also, you can see here, our little disease is growing. You can see all of its little, I think that's cilia, probably. Or flagellum. And there's more of them, too. As you can see, some of these will, give you more infectivity. I already have lethality, so people are going to start dying as soon as I exit this. And a lot of severity, so people are going to start to care really quickly. Total organ failure. Catastrophic cell death of multiple tissue types cause body-wide organ failure and rapid death. Anemia. Decrease in red blood cells or hemoglobin in the blood can lead to hypoxia in the organs. I know a lot of medical terms. I don't know why. I'm not super duper interested in the medical field. It's just funny to me to be able to pronounce them and, like, cool on what they do. So, you can see there's 7,747 people dead, but that might be because of the natural disasters. New minor disease spreading. In a normal checkup, a doctor in Madagascar found a new disease which has been named the fuzzy pill bug. It appears to be mostly, it's definitely mostly harmless, but must be investigated further. Other countries are also reporting this disease. Everybody's got that fuzzy pill. Now, just watch people die. First death in New Guinea. The first death from the fuzzy pill bug has been confirmed in New Guinea. Bad luck or the beginning of something terrible? Yeah, there's already 4 million people dead. Italy shuts down land borders. Italy has become the first country to try to limit the spread of the fuzzy pill bug by limiting access into and out of the country. Time will tell if this will work. So, we just gotta sit here and watch the chaos unfold while they try and cure it. New Guinea is first to instruct doctors to begin research for a cure for the fuzzy pill bug. Without greater funding, it is expected to take a long time. You also get DNA for people dying. Australia begins to break down. Normal life in Australia is beginning to break down due to the fuzzy pill bug. Cure research is starting to slow. Poor Australia. I keep wanting to say Africa. Poor Australia. They already had an earthquake. See? Now you can see, like, all of these that are blue is their research that they're doing, but some of this has been broken already because of the earthquake, and some more of it is being broken because a lot of people have died in Africa. It's not Africa, it's Australia. Oh my god, my name has Aussie in it, and I always get it confused. I'm so stupid. Global research focused on cure. That didn't take long. Research doctors all around the world are completely focused on developing a cure for the fuzzy pill bug. Now you see, I'm getting DNA because a lot of it. Look at this. Already dangerous. The fuzzy pill bug is placed on the watch list. It's been placed on the WHO watch list. Already dangerous. Governments are warned that it could become unstoppable. Oh, I think it's already pretty much there. Mexico leading global cure effort. No offense, Mexico, but I know that pesos to dollar bills are not a big increase. I've seen Meet the Millers, like $10,000 or $1,000, however much money that Mexican cop wanted. It only translated into like 80 bucks. It was a lot of pesos that he wanted, and only translated to like 80 bucks. So if Mexico is the leading global cure effort, they're in trouble. No offense, Mexico or people from Mexico, but even the game, like, no, it doesn't say that it's poor. Okay. Sudan and anarchy. Sudan is the first to fall into anarchy due to the fuzzy pill bug. No cure research can take place. I also have a ton of, I was going to say EXP, DNA. Coma. Neuropathic effects in the brain stem cause loss of consciousness and sometimes death. Significantly harder to cure. Just look at the severity. Systemic infection. Pathogen affects multiple organs and tissue types, causing body-wide infections that spread fast and can be fatal. So, I think maybe that's like the bacteria making it so that the host can be infected by more things, maybe? It doesn't really matter. The world's already almost dead. Pop this. See, if I would have gotten the catalytic switch, I think it would have made it so that every time I popped one of those, I would have gotten a little bit of DNA. But using my cheap strategy of waiting until... I think most people do this. Using my cheap strategy of waiting until... Wow, he just took... How many... Okay. But... Cheap strategy of waiting until everybody dies. Tumors! Pathogen disrupts cell growth pathways, causing uncontrolled, eventually fatal tumor growth. My bad. I can't speak. But... Fever... Let's read this first. Pathogen attaches to lymphocytes, suppressing immune system and allowing significantly greater freedom of mutation. Can be lethal. I actually know what immune suppression is. I think... Isn't HIV, human immunodeficiency? No. Human immunodeficiency virus or something like that, and that's kind of what immune suppression is. It's kind of like HIV, where like your body can't fight infections, I think. Something around that terms. And then AIDS is similar to it. Autoimmune disease. Autoimmune disease syndrome, I think. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. Fever, increase in temperature, contagiousness, and severe dehydration, which can be fatal. Just get everything. Look at it! It's so fluffy. So fuzzy. USA president taken ill. Everybody's government is falling. I don't know why they declare martial law. Sweden declares martial law. Well, you know, nobody's there. Almost nobody's there anymore. See how I said? It's so much fun to watch it just, like, become all black. The fuzzy pill bug to destroy humanity. Now, isn't that an interesting sentence? The fuzzy pill bug has destroyed the world despite the world's best efforts. The last few humans now know they are watching the end of history. The last few humans know they are watching the end of history. I've never... Oh, I thought it was like lie dying in holes with no chance of survival or something like that. Oh, it was almost 2 years exactly. The fuzzy pill bug has successfully eliminated all life on Earth. Yay, fuzzy pill bug. And here we can actually watch it take place. So this should be interesting. Started in Sudan. Or, no, not Sudan. Saudi Arabia. I just love it. For whatever reason, Saudi Arabia, so many people fly, like, out of Saudi Arabia. I don't know the Middle East very well, but I did not know, like, it was that commercially viable to so many other places. And just watch, this is beautiful to me. So, like, all these little dots are people just getting infected by it. So beautiful. And then there goes Greenland after everybody else. And then just turns black. Like I turned on the kill switch. So we did it. We didn't get any achievements because obviously since I've played it before, I probably got any achievements that I would have normally. But yeah, that's Plague Inc. You should probably tell me if you want to see more of this because I really do enjoy this game. And there are actually custom scenarios, as I said I was probably going to do, and official scenarios. And there's also so many more types of plagues, which is, I keep correcting myself whenever I say virus because there is actually a virus plague. So yeah. But there's so many more to try, and also people make their own custom ones, and some of them are pretty cool. I've played like a few, like 3 or 4. I think I only won one of them, but you know, that's because I'm not the best at this game. I am not the best strategist whenever it comes to this stuff, or not the best time management person at this game, but I'm still decent. Okay? So anyway, you should tell me if you want to see more of this. Leave a like and favorite. It helps me out more than you could ever imagine it does. I promise. And I will see you in the next video. Hopefully it's going to be this one again. And hopefully you'll like this game, because I really do, and I hope you do too. Bye!